and welcome along to week 28 of the Mayo Football Show podcast. This week, our focus is on the FAI New Balance Junior Cup. 9 ties were down for decision, 3 of those all Super League clashes. And it is in Ballina that we start this week with one of those all Super League clashes where Ballina town took on Castlebar Celtic. Liam Flatley was the 4-goal hero as Celtic caused a mini upset by beating league champions Ballina town 5-4 after extra time. Flatley's return to the side has come at the right time, and it only took 6 minutes for him to give his side the lead with an excellent finish from the edge of the area. Gerard Boyle then doubled their lead minutes later when he fired home after a cutback from Jose Sole. Dylan Edwards missed the chance to half the deficit just before the break, but Stephen Carfaghy saved his penalty on the stroke of half-time. Celtic then scored the goal of the day when Flatley put them further ahead as he finished off a great team move on 53 minutes. At this stage the tie looked over, but Ballina showed just why they are league champions, and they hit back to take the game to extra time thanks to goals from Edwards, Dwayne Helly and Fabiano Macario. Ballina would have been favourites going into extra time, but it was Celtic that went back in front as Flatley completed his hat-trick in the first half of extra time. Flatley then got his fourth with just minutes remaining to put the game beyond doubt, although Ballina did score the fourth when Benny Lavelle scored a penalty with more or less the last kick of the game. The two sides meet again at the end of October in the final of the Connacht Gold Super Cup. Westport United also progressed to the next round with a 2-0 win over Snugbury United on Sunday morning. In a difficult game for the Super League side, Westport had to wait until the second half to take the lead as Brandon Scahill tapped the ball home from 6 yards after good work down the left wing. Snugbury did come close to levelling the match on 1 or 2 occasions, but it was Westport who got the crucial second goal on 87 minutes. Jasper Frisch found himself in space down the left wing, and Mikey O'Brien was quickest to react as the ball broke loose in the box to finish neatly into the bottom right-hand corner of the net. Super League side Manula proved too strong for Premier League side FAIreland Rovers, even though they had to come from behind to seal a 3-1 victory in Carramore. After FAIreland took an early lead, Manula went in level at the break as Jackson De Silva scored for the second game in a row. Jerry Canavan and Jonathan Griffin added goals in the second half as Connie Morris's side made it safely through to the next round. Con Rangers made it 4 wins in a row with a 3-2 win over fellow Premier League side Glenhest Rovers. Aidan McHale gave Con Rangers the lead after just 5 minutes, but Glenhest equalised on 25 minutes through Matthew Redmond to leave the sides level at the break. It remained level until the 75th minute when Joe Faulkner slotted home a penalty after Luke Rowan was fouled in the box. Owen Prendergast then made it 3-1 before Cormac Riley pulled a goal back in injury time when he headed home across from Chris Rowland. Claremorris continued their good run of form with a 7-2 win over Ballyhane. Ronan Commons and Finian Brady both scored twice, with other goals coming from Danny Broderick, Daniel Murphy and Simon Butler. Kilchimon United got the perfect result as they prepare for their must-win final league game against Ballyhane in 2 weeks' time, with a narrow 1-0 win over Ballyglass on Sunday afternoon. The winning goal came just before half-time as Liam Groark struck a free kick from 30 yards that flew straight into the top corner. Erris Ainthia picked up a rare win as they made it through to the next round with a 1-0 win over Swinford at Carnash. In the other 2 ties not involving sides from the Super League, there were big wins for Partry Athletic and Crossmolina. Both sides won 11-0 as they defeated Bellavari Blue Bombers and Ballina United respectively. In other news, Achill Rovers hosted a Shamrock Rovers Legends side in a game to mark the 20th anniversary of Achill Rovers' league title win in 1998. Achill Rovers started the game with several members from that 1998 squad. Achill took the lead with a spectacular free kick from Ashley Stevenson. Krzysztof Jablonski set up Kevin Lynchahan to make it 2-0 just before half-time. Shamrock Rovers came to Achill with a star-studded lineup that included Paul McGee of Wimbledon and Mark Kinney, formerly of Liverpool. But it was Achill Rovers that took control of the game when Ronan Kilban rounded the keeper for an easy finish. Sean McNamara and Krzysztof Jablonski were both involved in the build-up for Achill Rovers' fourth. McNamara slid a shot into Jablonski, who backheeled it back into his path, and McNamara calmly finished from inside the box. The provider turned goalscorer when Jablonski scored Rovers' fifth. Dean Guthrie got a late consolation for Shamrock Rovers. Shamrock Rovers were also awarded a late penalty, but Sean Scott Carfaghy in the Achill goal saved Mark Kinney's penalty kick. The Mayo League PRO Kieran Gallagher scored a wonder strike against Glenhest last week, and this week was invited by Shamrock Rovers to take part in the game. Referee Alan English was also part of that 1998 winning team and played the last 10 minutes for Shamrock Rovers. A large crowd attended the special game and the proceeds went to the Achill Island lifeboat. And that's it for another week. Next week we have just one match when Ballyhaunis Town take on Snugbury United in the Connacht Gold Premier Cup at Solar 21 Park. Thanks for watching and see you again soon.